I believe it was like 2011, the highest paid man in entertainment was Tyler Perry, right? Because he was making the movies, he was doing it, everything was in-house. But I studied Tyler Perry a lot of times in just the way that he can flip open a laptop and he would just enroll you into his story. And it feels so personal. And just the way that he's able to actually share the story and the way that he's so transparent and vulnerable. And we want to watch and study people who aren't just professional speakers, but people who are in other industries who are really good at enrolling people through stories. So guess what? The person that you might be able to learn a whole lot from may not necessarily just be the person on YouTube. It might be that teacher that you connect with. It may be like someone, a coworker, that when they share a story, like they talk about the dew being on the grass and how the sun was radiating on their face and how they could feel. So I study people at all levels because what I realize is that the greats are great, but then there are certain aspects that you can pull from everyday people. Like you have a friend, man, that's high energy. When he comes in the room or she comes in the room, there's a certain energy and they can go from telling a story high energy and they'll just create a shift. And it does something in the story. There's a lesson there, right? There's a person who they paint all these pictures with words. There's a lesson there. You have a person who's very humorous. There's a lesson there. There's a person who knows how to do what is called a dip. Lisa Nichols is known for making this famous, which is where you like start the story on the mountaintop and then you go from, hey, you know what? Today, I've got amazing clients like Bacardi, Office Depot, Accenture, Pratt & Whitney. I've done these amazing things. I've been in Huffington Post and Black Enterprise. I've been on the Word Network. I mean, I'm proud of all these things. However, let me tell you, when I was working a corporate job and I was waking up every day feeling like, I don't know what my purpose is, trying to figure out like what's going to be next. We call that, Lisa Nichols is the one that I've heard first introduce that term, the dip, right? So we can start a story on the mountaintop. The elements just need to be there, but what I'm saying is that we want to study. Don't just get cornered with just studying, because I consume. Like Jim Rohn, like The Art of Exceptional Living, like I could do quote after quote. When the end comes for you, let it find you conquering a new mountain and not sliding an old slippery slope, right? Jim Rohn said that success is a few simple disciplines exercised every single day. Jim Rohn said that failure is a few errors in judgment every single day. Jim Rohn who said, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Because if you work hard on your job, you'll make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you'll make a fortune. I've studied the greats, okay? I could drop word after word for all those people. But some of my best lessons were people that no one's heard of. Just great everyday storytellers. Watching my buddy Eric, how when he tells a story, man, he goes into like performance mode and he could create a shift. And watching people who paint details and so forth, you'll learn stuff. So learn to just study the art of storytelling, regardless of who's telling the story. And don't disqualify the everyday person, because some of the best storytellers would never step foot on a stage. They would never be on a YouTube video, but you got some great lessons you can learn from them.
Right.